Hello everyone, I think I am now back. It My laptop apparently it was really horrible and janky earlier. Apparently there was no other updates need doing, and then that's why we just went live for about 2 seconds. Because it was worse, and then suddenly that needed even more updates. So we are back. Fingers crossed. I made a TikTok in that time, right? So I made a video and I edited it. I just haven't actually posted it yet because then I need to. I made it and I didn't record that I had in it, so I changed it. So in that time, in that half an hour, I've made a TikTok video. So I was quite happy with that. But welcome everyone. So we are back and back with a TikTok video that will be posted when I finish stream. So yeah, Bearded just having a little bit of a hissy fit. Hello, I am back, Raymir. I am back. Thank you for coming back in. I don't know if you could hear me at all, that's why I thought I'd put it in chat. But my laptop just had a hissy fit about some update, which it apparently didn't need. And then I was like, well, I think you do, and it did, and it took that long. I think maybe it was becoming, and then earlier when I was on, and then tonight it's just gone, yeah, you need a whole Windows 11 update, so. Well, welcome in, I hope you are well. There's me thinking, oh, I'll probably be late anyway. Because of Plumber. But we have a new sort of surround, so I have changed. Oh, I've realised I've still got Fallout miniatures. That's how we don't have this. Hang on, let me just. The whole reason for this is to do that. And where is it? We want to take off. We want Doors of Cain. Where are we? Fallout miniatures. Where are we? Fallout. There we go. So here we go. We have a new little setup. So we are still only live on Twitch because I don't think it can really cope. I am downloading after every stream and uploading to the tube. But we're going back here. So we've got a new little styles. Hit my glasses, but we now have. This is actually a picture of my Pip-Boy. I have got a different setup for the gaming. I have now got a new welcome screen. So I used to just say raid, but now I'm like, well, if we get new people in. So I've kind of changed it around. I've got rid of the chat boxes. I've made the pictures of me bigger, my personal emotes, and obviously my little Pip-Boy, because we know we love Fallout. And then as you see, just chatting is literally me again. So I'm everywhere. I quite like that. I've wanted to have a little Pip-Boy style for a while. My only screen that is the same is Be Right Back. But here we are. So this is like this little fantastic model at the bottom we are painting. If I make her, I can make her a little bit bigger. So that's, I thought the idea is we can have the picture of whatever I'm painting at the bottom. I'm going to rechange, which I haven't got round to, is where it says Daughters of Cain. I will then make it all across. So bear with. So that's kind of one thing that I was actually doing today is changing how it looks. I was going to sit here and just start like on her snakes, and then I listened to a song and it gave me a perfect idea for a TikTok, so I just done that instead. So I use my time wisely. I will also load it up as a YouTube short. I really want to start with her base more than anything, because like the snake heads can be a little bit kind of tiresome to do. Before working on her tail is to do the base, which I'm quite actually tempted to do, because there's even got like, there's so much detail. There's like a person in there, but I might do her lymph that she is on, so I've just literally put that colour away, which is the same colour as her skin effectively, but I might even do it a different white kind of colour. I'm here, changing my mind. So I have got white, well we don't want white, and I don't want to make it like metallic-y kind of colour, because I can put less on. Let's have a slightly bigger brush. So I was very excited to kind of show off. I was like, I will stream. And then my plumber was like, I can come tonight. And I'm like, okay. Not great news, but... yeah, so I've had a leaky boiler for the past week. It's come out tonight and he was like, well, I've replaced this bit before or something, haven't I? I was like, similar bit. So basically, long story short, your gal might need a new boiler. In fact, he's pretty guaranteed I will need a new boiler. Oh, I don't know if I really want to do this colour, but we're going to do a little bit in the test. Or I might actually wash on the other colour. We'll see. He is good. He is going to see how much it is if he can get a second hand bit, but it's more complicated than that because he might not be able to get to said bit. So it was like, yay, oh good, because then there's skulls in here and they are this colour. So I can just paint the whole thing and then edit it. It must be. Actually, I have done the skulls a slightly different colour. I've done it in the other colour, so okay. Continue and as we are. I haven't painted them in a long time, so maybe I need to do the skulls first. So it's been sort of a delightful day, and then I was like, of course, the streams aren't really going to work, but we're here. As I said, I just sat and it is a painting TikTok I've done, so kind of on point for Tabletop Tuesday, right? I'm actually just going to paint all of it for now and then go over the skulls. I knew when I was building her this is going to be a pain in the bum to try and paint. Kind of like, I haven't done any of her since I last streamed this, which wasn't last week because I wasn't very well, it was the week before. I've been looking at her, but then I was just like, no, I was working on I finished my Doomsday arc. I'm just gonna slap it on. This is kind of the best way, and then like pushing. So you can see all the green stuff that I've had to like fix onto her. I feel like I just need to sneeze. Is my nose has been kind of like been sorting out quite a bit of dusty stuff as well, which is like fantastic. Saying that, I will just use my be right back screen. False alarm. You know when you just know it's going to happen. Well, we'll see how much we get done today anyway. So I was sitting there thinking if this was going to take any longer to update, I probably would have just moved it till tomorrow night when I stream. Because I've had a little bit of change around of work for tomorrow, so I could have done. She just takes up a lot of the camera, so bear with me. There isn't any one way where you can really hold her where she isn't going to be like blocking the view, and she's going to be very much of a pain. So I thought if I can just put on sort of like the basey kind of colour. Before doing her tail. To be fair, I did build her like 2 years ago, so. And then I had used her a lot altogether as one piece. So that's got that horrible sort of like, you want to build her, but then you know you don't want to build her fully because she's just going to be a pain to paint. But then you know you just want to use her on the tabletop, so it's kind of like, that's a future problem. So I already know like the kind of it's going to be sandy exactly the same sand as I've got my other daughters. This is a textured sand base. But I am just literally going to go around. Painting as much as I can. We've gone from Lucy model on Sunday. I've only done like a little bit more to her to see if the like contrast layer would come out well, but you couldn't really see it. To this huge thing. So I'm thinking of doing like her wings last. I'll say that, but there we go. I just want to do her last of all, out of what I've done all of the daughters, but go big or go home, basically, isn't it? I've been looking forward to actually get around to painting them, but you know when you just put it off, I need to get around to do all my daughters. So I've decided before I build all of my Krieg, is to just finish these two and then focus. I have got another unit that my friend wants me to paint for him, which I will be doing on stream. I just haven't got the tools. I need to borrow them back from a friend, and then I can build them. I could probably build them on stream. I might tell them and be like, we're going to build them on stream. They aren't, I can't remember what they are. They're a form of Astra Militarum. I think they are just Astra Militarum troopers, I believe. It's been a while since I've actually looked at them and I can't remember what they are. This is quite pale compared to how I wanted it, but it won't be, I know, once I've put all like the layering and sort of the contrast colours on top. And just got quite a few skulls in there, but I have got some other skulls that I've done as well that I bought separately. I can't think even where I bought them from. I think they were from like, they're not like official ones. They were from like a second-hand shop, I think. I know I've painted them, so I'll do the same with these skulls. But these skulls, there's quite a few of these. I also can't really stream too long tonight, so I was like, brilliant, thanks for delaying me, laptop. Because I've got a long day tomorrow and an early start. So we'll see how we do. That's why I thought we're going to do the big areas first. What's the guarantee? We should really put a vote on it of like, how much am I going to break? One bit is already broken. So big, I'm just trying to keep her in. I haven't really been enjoying painting my shrine for the daughters, I must admit. That's something I think, yeah, I'll paint a bit more, then I'm like, I actually really hate painting this. I don't really know why. I think because again it is quite like fiddly. But I mean, there is no harm in even just painting it all one colour and then just whacking on the contrast paints, but there's something about it. Not my favourite. It's almost like trying to just damp it all on. This one I like is if you could unstick the glue, this would be so much easier. To turn around like a million times just to see the one bit you haven't done. So the tail is a little bit more complex with colours. Well, I didn't bring my other one in. So it's more like a layering and that. Yo, thank you, random Arizona dude, coming in with a lurk. Thank you. I hope you're having a good day. I'm presuming you are working and lurking. Right. Again, though. She's quite tanky. If you look at the muscles. I mean, she is pretty impressive model on the tabletop. I did just try to find my book, but it's not where I thought it was on the bookshelf. So I'm not quite sure where my book is. I have another idea. I mean, there is a lot of Warhammer around my house, but I was just like, I can't bother to look in this massive pile. So I'm sure I'll find it. I thought if I need to, I can just use a online reference, and I realised I forgot I've got that one on MES. So it's gonna be like a slowly kind of build up. I have a sort of slight method to this, probably quite madness. There's nothing worse if you just really work on one bit to try and get all the detail, and then you work on another bit and then it's just paint goes everywhere. I have overly complicated for myself though by having her already stuck down. Let me just make sure I've got it in there. I do prefer painting sort of slightly bigger models, so like I love doing my Doomsday Ark, just not the shrine, my daughter's shrine. I mean that's not Indian finished, so I've got so much to do. That's what I like about streaming it now, because everyone loves it. There's the amount of people who message me or they tell me that, you know, they paint along whilst they've got me on, or it encourages them to get back into it, or I've had people say it's encouraging them even to look at like the Fallout figures as well. I'm glad I'm influencing your financial decisions into Warhammer. Or miniatures, like I said, we have a lot of people who do fantasy models, D&D models. Doesn't have to be Warhammer. To say I also do Fallout models. She's got the staircase, which I think I could do in a very similar colour. Technically, it is that kind of stony colour. I've also seen on the Temu you can get one of them paintbrush stations, and I'm like, it's only point, and I'm like, okay, they do one in pink. I was about to say I'm not really that girly girl, but then I'm sitting in a Barbie t-shirt. So I might get one. Well, you can have like a little separate bit for your wall and you press it and it like flashes out, like your paintbrush, instead of having a pot like I have. So from that angle, I think I will leave the skulls until I've done this bit. You could just spend like the whole time just like painting. I thought that sounds absolutely fantastic, right? Until then I had COVID last week and I was just like, well, I can sit and paint. It was like I painted like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I was starting to get a bit like, okay. To be fair, I wasn't painting all day because I just generally couldn't focus enough to do that. just gonna get my wash colours out and then sort of decide. The only one kind of theme I know what I'm doing is I'm basing it. Oh, I've just realised I might not be able to do that. Where's the red? She might have to have a slightly different tail, or I can't actually do the tail. I've realised my red that I believe I used is completely dried up, and I haven't been anywhere to be able to get one. Yeah, because I've only got Wazdaka red, corn red, which is kind of like a purple. I did buy specifically a burgundy colour for the Shadow Queen, so she could have a very slightly different tail compared to the other creatures. Let me go and get another little creature. Come with me to get another creature, which I have taken away. She has got moral support. She's actually got Marafi with her. And this may change perspective, that I've really forgotten that I have got my corn red, because I was using this corn red as a base on the tail, and then I was using, I changed it a couple of times, none on oil, and then gold brush gold on top. I may have to rethink this. I did try and put a very thin layer of Slaanesh Grey, which is like a purple colour, on top, but I don't think I really like that idea. So I wanted to go like more reddy kind of purple with her, especially like in the wing kind of detail. So there's more of the red, that red, corn red. Let me go and get another little, I don't know where they are literally just next door. Ah, this may change things. I forgot I don't have the red that I originally had. Let me grab another tissue while I'm off this, huh? This may change things, chat. This may change things. The direction that we're going to go in this evening. That is definitely that other red. I have got another red in actual acrylic, so we can try that and then try and darken it. So they've got more of that pinky underbelly, whatever you want to call it, which was really watered down. Is it going to focus? So you can kind of just see the shimmer. So I wanted to look a bit more scaly. So that's one of these. This is one of the very first models I painted about 2 years ago. She has got her head. She's not complete. There's even details which I haven't done yet on this one, which is this is a snake's head, and they have very tiny dots for eyes, and I've done them red, but I did like, you know, you do one to see how it goes. But she'll, the Shadow Queen will have the same textured base, which is the sandstone textured base. Oh, it's underneath, so I can't see it right now. And then I put on top Seraphim Sepia on top to give it that sort of like mud-like. I have got some red sand. I don't know if you call it sand. It's not really sand. You know, like at Christmas time. I think that was like the closest colour, because I had to use it for something else that I had partially used. I know it's not Citadel. Because then my plan was to then have all this back bit. So on here, this is the corn red, so it is that slightly sort of darker. Then I wanted to bring in the deep purple aspects. Now I don't know whether to do like. I suppose it'd be actually nice, wouldn't it, to keep the tails the same, and then like I could layer up. So probably I'm going to do that as purple, but her wings are going to be quite purpley. I kind of wanted that kind of colour scheme. So now in my head, I'm like, this is not going to quite go so well, because then she has got in her hand that thing just there is the heart, which I've got as an endless spell, which is painted, but I can't show you that because that is currently away underneath boxes. I think I need to do it the same. I mean, I can always paint over it, right? You know when you're like, I've planned and I have kind of failed. I have got other brownie colours, but I don't really want that. I want like red. So I imagine like doing this bit, I'm going to have to go over it a fair amount. Okay, now this is where my brain is now going. Do one thing first, crazy. Don't keep changing what you're going to do. Just need to clear off some space on my tray. Colours that I'm not currently using. Oh, that one's dead. I could put that back up there. I keep seeing like people do like artwork with their empty pots. You know what? I'm just gonna keep doing this bit for now, whilst I really think about the colours. Just something like that can completely throw you, can't it? But some people have it planned down to a T what they're gonna do. I clearly haven't. I'm not sure if I'm gonna like this. So I don't mind if it's going to go on a little, I don't want it on too thick on some places. So the skulls will become skull colour. Well, I've done it before. I think I was painting the ideals actually. I did the, I'm sure you can still see the shrine on stream, and I was like, yeah, trust the process. So I knew exactly, well, I thought I knew exactly what colour I wanted. I did it, didn't like it, but I was like, just keep going, crazy. I thought during the stream, I was like, just keep going, trust the process. I didn't like it when I finished. So then I looked back at it in like daylight, and I was like, I don't like this, so I completely painted over it. But sometimes, you know, that is going to happen. You have an idea of colours, but then they don't come out as well as you had hoped. It's just so spiky and everything, so it's hard just to not like bend her completely. I just want to just there you go. It's just a battle with her.
Thanks for the raid.
Welcome in with the raid. I can't work out if there's a new song, and I can't work out if it's the song's called funny. Go with the raid, flying in. Let me switch the song. I have got a new thing. Welcome in, come Finch. How was your stream? Right, I have a new welcome screen. Let me just apply some paint because I had it on my brush. Let me give you a shout out. How are you, my friend? What are you doing? Raid hype. I love it, raid hype. I was like, what have I got? Some scarabs. I got scarabs there to remind me to post. I love your little emotes. Ooh, you're doing some 76, but welcome in. Scarabs. This is where my mind goes multiple. This is my new. I used to have this as a raid screen, but now I've kind of changed it a little bit. So this is my actual Pip-Boy. And then I've made me a little bit bigger so people can see, oh, there's little Vault Piggy. I used to call him Piggy. But welcome in, everyone. So this is me, Crazy MCR Angel. I wanted to try and then maybe get like paintbrushes down the side. I haven't got that far yet. I might just have to stick them on top. Or along here, have like a message put in. I thought maybe I could put my name. Well, I don't mind. You've done it twice. You're just doubly important. So this is me. I like that picture, this one I posted earlier. I posted yesterday, in fact. So welcome in, peeps, welcome in. I said, I am Crazy MCR Angel. I am a full-on content creator / cosplayer. But I also started doing Warhammer painting streams, or miniature painting streams, because I also do Fallout miniatures as of April this year. So I'm kind of going really big with a big chunky woman right now. Is the biggest, one of the big models I have. But this is me! Right, look at what's craft. And then I have a slightly different craft screen. What's up with my fishing challenge done? Have you? Someone from Okuni gifted me Fallout First. That's amazing. So I've been grinding for all the goodies. Oh my god, you lucky thing. Oh my god, that's incredible. That's amazing. That is pure love in the community, right? That is pure love. And you've almost done them all. That's incredible. What is your favourite one you've caught so far? If you have a favourite one, like me, I'd be like, I don't really know. I wouldn't even like to say how many I've actually done, to be fair. That's amazing. That is the love. That's what I love about it, you know. And you always see, is it Nukalana? He's always doing like TikToks. Wait, that doesn't sound like it's the right person. I think it is. You know, people like hating on like 76, and it's like, well, actually, they go, oh, it's corrupt since play, and like everybody runs to his comments going, yeah, but they haven't played since. You know, or they've played it for about a minute. But the community is just incredible, isn't it? So like you can find, like, be a new player and then someone will drop something spectacular for you, you know. Oh yeah, you're playing 76 right now. That's so cool. Oh, I was doing that the other day. Also, when Finch was on, I logged on and I watched him as he was playing as well. That's what I love. There is always so much to do in it as well, isn't it? People go, oh, it's so boring. It's like, really? Like, you can literally spend hours. I mean, people literally just go on to camp build. That's literally the only purpose of why they play 76. And there's nothing wrong with that. I realised the other day, like, I haven't gone anywhere with... I haven't done any quests in such a long time, so I tried to do the organic one. Where you have to go to a bunker, and then you've got to find all, like, phosphate and stuff. And then you make this stuff and ran away stuff. I can't remember exactly what it's called. And it was annoying me, because I kept dying because of a Deathclaw. But I was like, there's purposes to this, there's purposes to this. But it's just like, I was like, I'm just going to do this random quest because I was just off exploring, and then I come across this place and I was like, oh, it's bunker. I was like, oh, I like to do that. I like the Shadow Out songs and Organ Grinder. Oh, I never know how you really say that, but yeah. I know what it is when I hear it. I haven't caught one of them, but I know I'm not on... Not often. I think it's my little brain. My brain is like, I can't sit there. You know when you have to do like get 5 fish, and I'm sitting there like, oh my god, I can't get 5 fish. Some people be there hours, can't they? They like complete it like immediately. And it is. I can see you can just literally switch off and just do a little bit of fishing in 76. It's quite nice. And then I'm the other side going. I think there's one you have to do like 22 or something. I was like, oh my god. Trying to find a new camp location. Nice. Like, where are you currently set up? I need to do that because everybody clocks my amazing camp building skills. So with this new camp update, I do want to build a Nuka-Cola camp. You know when you have like, I think you've got to like place a camp down like 76 times, haven't you, or something like that, to get like the atoms. I think I've placed like 2 or 3 on those character. It must be 2 on this character because I can't think where 3 of them are. I mean, the third one is. One is literally down by the Duchess, you know, when you start the game, and the other one is Morgantown Station. So I'm kind of like, I have a good. I need to find, as you say, like another camp location. Being near a train station, I like being near a train station, apart from everybody else has exactly the same idea. So with this, I'm not gonna colour the whole thing in this, I'm just gonna go around and sort of like shading. Bring up more of a, so I'm gonna be building the colours. Deathcourt Island. Imagine that every time you spawn in, you get attacked. I remember when sort of 76 sort of come out and I built a camp. Oh, I can't remember where it was because obviously this was quite a while ago. But there was always, it's like one of them like little square buildings, you know, with like machine gun or them turrets on top. And it was always surrounded by super mutants. But it took me to realise why every time I spawned in, so do super mutants. It's because obviously they naturally spawn at this location. So I did move. Ah, scavenger junk theme. So you want to be somewhere quite handy. See, I was then thinking, oh, what's it called? Oh, where you always, the theme park, top west of the map, literally sort of like where the wolf event always is. Because you can really get some good stuff from, you know, like the toys, the lead, the cups, the plastic. Whereas it's always surrounded by Scorch Beast. Can't think what it's called. I don't think I might place mine up and around there. I remember as well, everybody used to go to the golf course, didn't they? I guess people still do go, like, camp at the golf course. Remember, that's where people used to nuke as well. Used to be, like, the spot. And if you made the mistake of going, just running into it, you're like, oh my god! If you didn't realise what it entailed. Yeah, the OG days. Oh, the excitement though, when you put on your first like power armor, you'd have your hazmat suit underneath, or whatever it is. Yeah, could you have a hazmat suit underneath? Yeah, I think so. Get in some Radex and walk straight in. And it was really like surreal. It even is now, I must admit, like, well, you know you can walk straight in to like the mushroom cloud. Or the dome of radiation, I should say. Do I want this colour? I'm going to put all this detail in and I'm going to get paint on it. You wait. That's kind of like what I've really noticed I like doing with painting miniatures is when I was just come to do like my Doomsday arc, which is Necrons. I don't know whether it's because I was ill, I generally had the time to just be like, I've got like a week to do nothing. But I found I was putting a lot more like this kind of like detail in. Now I don't know whether to try and do a camp build and stream it, but I can imagine that might be quite tiresome. So I might start it, like she says. I don't know when I'm going to be able to do that. I might start it and then sort of put things in, because I realise I've got a lot of Nuka-Cola stuff, so I really want to do a Nuka-Cola one. See what kind of impressive camp I can build, because there generally are shacks. If you see me play 76, you know my camp is a shack. It's not a lot to it. As long as I've got workbenches, I couldn't really care less. But weirdly, I was also been sitting there thinking, oh, I really fancy playing The Sims, you know, and I'm like, that's basically camp building. And I love like watching people how they camp build as well, because you just learn so much, you know, and how you can trick the system, or if you do this you can do that. It's quite, there's quite an art to it, how you can snap things into sort of place. Well, especially like the different camera angles now, or the before, like when you first could camp build. So I'm just trying to make this look more like rock. I really do like and just painting. When it goes right. I like kind of the idea of layering it all up as well. Are you Seraphim? Where's everyone? Here. Reekland. Reekland? Reekland? I think that's how you say it. Oh, because the dailies all would have changed today, wouldn't they? Or the weeklies, wouldn't they? I do like 76. I've always liked it. I'm thinking I want to jump back into Fallout London and every other Fallout. And then you're just like, oh, but 76 is, you can just load in. You haven't really got to think much. You can either just do like your dailies, your weeklies, whatever. It's quite, there's just so much to do on it. That's what I like. So I'm just trying to turn her around so I can just dab on some more colour. It's more for like the cracks. So where it would look more kind of used in a shadow. It's too much. That actually works there. And then probably what I'll do again is I'll probably put another nylon oil on top, because everybody knows that's the elite colour, right? And I love it. I literally do love it. It just changes everything. Let it dry. Sometimes I don't like to let it dry because it kind of blends and sort of bleeds. Sort of, especially if the other sort of the shading is still like that little bit damp. Gives a bit more like true to form. I mean, this is what I could spend literally hours doing, is just, you know, I've watched other people, painters, and they're like, yeah, I spent like so many hours just doing this one bit, and I'm like, oh my god, because this is why they're so good. And now I'm like, oh, I can see why, because this is how you get good. It's just literally like all that little detail. did see someone have a really cool TikTok thing, which is almost like it inject it into like, I think it was like a towel or something they were painting. But like, they're like black, like injected into like the little line. I don't know what it was. I was just like, oh my god, that was actually quite nice to see. So instead of like trying to get the brush in, they literally just I don't know what it was. It's like a little tiny little syringe thing. And I just literally syringe the colour in. Yo, Trigger, welcome in. How are you? Watch some painting. Oh, good, good. Seen any ghosts? Seen any ghosts? I'm now back to trying to finish off the second ghost book by my friend's uncle. I'm getting there. I kind of was, I had another book to read. And then I'm like, you know when you're trying to then fit everything else in? It's hard, right? It's hard. But I'm on another one. I'm on another spooky book. There we go. In fact, I've got a spooky drink. But I hope you've been well. We've literally just done her monolith. She's so big she catches on the light. I might add a little bit more of the grime colour, so it's going to be a bit more like a greeny sort of colour. I don't want that brush. So I'm not going to do the skulls quite yet because I need that to dry. Oh, it's because that's the statue that's broken off, so this is not actually a person, I remember that now. You've got the person's head, hair, hand, and then this is half their body? I presume it's meant to be a statue, I mean it might not actually be... Oh, you can have it as however you like it, right? I'm quite tempted to do a little bit on her tail, but I know that's going to be quite a bright red. Oh, I think this one's open. What is this creature? It looks like an FF summon. This is a Daughters of Khaine Warhammer AOS model. She is the size of my head, so she's quite big. She's the biggest Daughters of Khaine. So she is actually, she comes in two pieces on the board. So you have Morathi, which is size comparison, right? Right, she comes about halfway up her tail. So this is little Morathi. So the actual person is called Morathi. This is her beautiful form. But she's actually the Shadow Queen, which is her actual form. So I've only painted one snake so far, what I did on stream. This is her actual form. So you have to play with both on the table. I was like, this looks really familiar, this staircase. I realised because she's got exactly the same on the other side. So you have to play with both on the table. And all damage goes to the big creature. But it's only 5. Maximum 5 a turn. So if you've got 20 coming at you, only 5 goes through and knocks off 5 health. She can last till round 4, so I think she's got like, must have like 20 points, 4 or 5. I haven't played with her for a long time, over a year. So then when she dies, little wonder. So whether it goes onto Morathi, you're firing at that Morathi, it goes over onto the Shadow Queen. So quite a pain to try and kill when you can only do a maximum of 5 damage. That's 5 damage overall. That's not like you have 1 unit, 1 unit, 1 unit, 1 unit. That's per turn. Not sure if I'm gonna like this red because that's quite a red comparison. My red has, I suppose by the time I've kind of shunned it down a little bit. Let's just do a little test. She's that big, I have to be careful how I paint her in here. Because she's going to have the pink underbelly. Oh, that's too damp. That's too damp. Well, I started. Oh, you can't see that at all because her wing is in the way. I started, and then it didn't really go as well as I had planned. Let's use a different one. Well, I don't mind if it gets ruined. Because then her underbelly will be pink. Because I really wanted, I knew what I wanted pinks, well, reds and purples. I'm just going to leave a little bit to dry, or I may have to wait until I get the actual colour that I had, which might be best because I've got a lot that I need to do. I just want to do the end bit so you can kind of see how it's going to end out like. I mean, I have got a lot of acrylic red left over from my Nucotron and Panorama cosplay, so I'm kind of like, oh, I have got a lot of red, you just have to make sure you've watered it down. Otherwise, art paint, like art acrylic paint, is a lot thicker than Warhammer paint. So you just have to be sort of careful using it, otherwise you will lose like all the detail. Obviously if you whack on like paint really thickly, obviously it will dry over the bit you wanted. So I mean it looks really red at the moment. I'm not trust the process. So then by the time I have not unoiled it, I'm going to do a little test bit. And then dry brush gold over the top to give it that scale look. I think their bit is exactly the same as... So when I use it as the same technique. It's just nice to see like the texture on it. So we're going to test that. In a minute anyway. And then her wings are going to be, what burgundy is it called? Baraknar burgundy. So it's quite like a purple mixed in with the reds. So how many skulls are there? There's quite a few. They're kind of like in. Just gotta wait for it to dry a little bit. It's gonna be that case of just do a little bit and just see. I suppose like that was a bit of a. Excuse me. I've been doing a lot of sort of like dusty stuff, so I think I've kind of set my nose off. And then I had the plumber, but then up in the attic as well, so in the atmosphere. Not that brush. That one will do. Which is very hard to sort of paint to keep into view. I don't mind if she is slightly sort of different, stand out. Oh, it's coming off straight away. It's not quite dry yet. You fooled me. So it will darken and be more similar to the snake. But as it's not going to be the same colour, I'm kind of a bit dubious of not painting the same. Because I like all my models to have the same colour theme. I mean, I know that kind of just does make sense anyway, doesn't it? Have the same colour theme. I think that should be more like that way. I'm thinking of either doing her cape is more like not the burgundy, corn red. You know, you just look at it and you're like, I don't quite know what bit to start with first. I should do the stairs. I want to do the stairs a slightly sort of like different kind of way. And it's got to match her. Look what colours I've got. You know, you have an idea in your head and now it's like, it's not quite executing as you had hoped. I don't really want it the same colour as her monolith. I don't really want it in brown, so we're going to try this colour. A grey. It's not really a grey at all, it's like a beige. Probably come out exactly the same. Let's do a little bit. Which is very difficult to hold. I might do them in a metallic-y kind of brown. So you can just see a little bit goes quite a long way. Just because I can imagine they would be like slightly different, but I know on her, or like on this little picture here, it's really hard to see. What colour did they do for inspiration? Shadow Queen. See, everybody does it all so different, and that's what I love about it as well. You can have whatever sort of colour scheme. People have done it the same colour. What are you thinking? Do this staircase a slightly different colour? Shadow Queen. I suppose realistically it would be kind of, if you built a plinth, it's going to be like the same, isn't it? But that's really cool. Someone's kind of put like a green sort of like lightning through it. Right, I might change my mind and do exactly the same sort of. You just need like that kind of like inspiration. I do it quite a few times. I'm like, I like this colour, then I'm like, I really don't like this colour scheme that I've decided to do. I think maybe I should do it the same, don't you? Yeah, let's do it the same. Otherwise, you know what's going to happen? I'm probably going to run out of that colour. You know, you just want to get it perfect. Is it? I suppose technically it would have been in the same stone colour, wouldn't it? And it is easier to paint that. being like underneath. I mean, that was quite fun to make that look like stone, so it's not like that wasn't really that hard. You just sort of just have to layer up. It's just so big to fit in. Oh, I'm trying to be really careful and not paint the stand bits because I can paint over them. Then I've got to make sure like the green stuff will actually be covered by the paint as well. I might have to paint it white for them. I shall be back in a second. I'm actually going to change my water as well. Right, I will be right back. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Take me back to Manhattan, back to the city where the magic happens. You wear your suit and tie and I will wear my satin. Where all the lights are bright and we won't even make it back till 3 a.m. I'm so laughing, cause we accidentally got lost on Madison. Skyscrapers all you see, can you imagine? I'm back. I accidentally just kicked my charger over. Right, I decided to take my glasses off as well because I'm not really needing them right now. I've refreshed my water. I only refreshed it because it was a little bit green because I was doing a little bit before stream. Right. Yeah, that might need to be painted white first. At least you can see sort of the colour of the idea of the tail as well. Now, so just keep turning it around to try and get the paint on it. So I know this isn't actually a base colour; it is a layer. I'm using Screaming Skull. I almost used the colour that I used like for her skin, obviously not making it quite as dark, but I've gone for this kind of sandy stone because then the floor will be kind of like a sandy stone colour as well, or the ground I should say. We come back to here. Where's my mouse gone? Just trying to get in there. You know, it just likes a challenge to yourself when you build it all completely and then you're like, oh no, I've got to paint the thing as yet. like the little statue thing. Actually, this is easier painting this in the same colour because it's really hard to get to not paint where it shouldn't be going. So this was a good call. It's just that little person. So I'm not like their little feet are in the way and I'm like, oh, I just how stuck are you? Quite okay. So there's a little bit through the tail, which I'm not entirely sure yet what colour to do this little bit. Sort of on the edging, sort of it's the race, but I mean I could do it all in the texture, but that's going to be really hard to get in. It's hard enough as it is actually to paint with this person's feet in the way. We might have to make them equally as a statue. That's kind of the one bit you kind of think, why did you stick down? I'm literally just trying to get the brush in there. Oh my god. Jam it in. Just jam the brush in and hope for the best. That's kind of what you gotta do. Alright, so it has covered the green stuff well. I was then thinking it probably won't, as it isn't a base colour I'm using. But it did. Ugh. Allergies. I've been so great with them because I had COVID and then I was like, oh brilliant, this is the first time I've not had any allergies. But I have been sorting quite a lot of stuff out and then getting rid of a lot of stuff, so it's crept up on me again. But she's so big, I kind of have to keep turning her around. And I can't really put it in the view where I can see and paint at the same time as you guys. But as you can probably tell, it is getting a little bit like tricky. So sometimes it is best just to go down what is easiest. So it's a bit like this person. Whether they are meant to be cut in half by hand, which I'm kind of also tempted to gruesomely paint as if they have been cut in half because they are going. What's I like? Do I just do it like a statue? Make my life easier. So now I'm trying to do underneath. So it's now covered up the bit that I had already painted. Oh, it is. Wherever you turn it around, you're like, oh, there's another bit. Oh, there's another bit. Part of the fun, right, when you're painting miniatures is when you realise, well, you've missed a bit. So for comparison, the steps are the same colour as I used for the plinth. But then I like added the various shading on top, which we will also do once that has dried a bit. So it's just trying to work out what I'm going to do for like all that sandy surround bit as well. So like you can just see like where it's obviously where it's stuck down. I could do it like so it's a bit more like mud, but then it's going to have that texture to build up around it. So it's quite like sandy. And then I've got to stick on. Or was it? It's not quite. I was on about it. Just it's not quite sand. It's when you buy from like miniature, like at Christmas time, you can buy all the miniature like little trains and little houses, because everybody has apparently lives in their house. These massive displays, and it's red sort of. It's not quite sand, it's not like flakes of something, and I was like, that looks really cool, to then sort of like stick around. So I might not put it on the smaller models because that will just be like really fiddly. I'm not quite sure where to put it. I mean, I might not actually end up using it, to be fair. It was just kind of like an idea. I'm not sure about this person. I think they are meant to be a statue. Before we do that, I'm actually going to paint. Which is effectively going to be the same as her staff. Her staff I want to be in this bronzy colour. So now I'm kind of like, do I do these in the silver? Because they were going to match that. Let's keep it all matching. So it does look quite... Oh, this is when I want my glasses back on here. Quite sort of like... dark looking. So it is kind of more like trial and error. This will definitely be her staff colour. But whether I continue with this. Maybe I need to do the shading first before I actually decide. What do you think? Do the shading first. That's obviously only like one really light layer. Let's do the shading. Alright, so in case I need to repaint over it. Right, let's work on the shading. So first, none on oil. Give it that sort of like little grey tinge, especially under the banister, whatever you want to call them, and in. I'm just gonna wipe this all down. So I've just aim to try and put that all the way to highlight that, and then I'm literally just going to go and just repeat that. To get right into the detail. So it isn't going to be always a different tissue. Straight in there. So if you're new to my streams, this is a general occurrence. I have to live with it. Okay, right, now we'll continue. So we may only just get this bit done today because I know I was delayed. I thought I'd be delayed by the plumber, but no. Delayed by my own laptop. It was having so much like hissy fit. I was like, well, I can kind of just manage. But it was just like that was all up to date. Obviously, it was had a big update that was coming. I think that's probably why. I want to come round. Am I getting it in? Down the steps. Doesn't matter if it's a bit more darker on that side. I know you can't really tell this bit because it's really hard to hold her and show you what I'm trying to do right now. Basically just building up the colour on the steps, like really sort of like a light little bit of the black. And then just washing it. To then get it to look very similar to what on top is. And then let that dry. There's so many different sort of like shading. Oh, what was I used? What do I use next? I used my other one. I know what one that is. Seraphim. So I did none on Seraphim, Grime, Reckland, back to none on. Because we like just to be extra on this channel. So I'm just going to let that dry for a little bit. Yeah, I quite like how that towel is going to look with the red, but I think I'm going to have to leave the red until I get a replacement colour, which I don't know when that will be. Or I could definitely do with another one. Sorry, I didn't try to say that. Been feeling down? Oh, no worries, Watts. I hope you're feeling up. Again. It has, thank you. I said if you may see me pop live and then disappear, it's because my laptop needed to do a bazillion updates. It was running really slow earlier, and then it sort of put itself right. And then when I loaded up again to stream, it was then just like, it's not really running. And apparently there was like, do you need any updates? And I was like, I think you do. So it's going well. We've kind of done her plinth thing, and now we're going to start on the staircase. So it's probably going to be the only thing I'm going to do on her today, because I can't do the rest of the tail because I haven't got the actual colour that I used on my other snake ladies. So I don't really want to use a different colour, especially because I know I've got other painting to do on them. So I'm just popping this in, especially to the sides. It's very hard to see. So something I was just saying that's been breaking people's. I think that's what it was. So it must have been coming. So I was on here earlier. So I've got a slightly different setup. Slightly. And it was just making like my web browser go incredibly slow. And then just as I went, I thought, okay, loaded up OBS, okay, that's kind of, it was a bit like, and then it was fine. And then I had my music on, and I went to Twitch, and I realised, oh, I hadn't actually changed my information update. And it couldn't load it, so I then had to I was literally live for about a minute, stopped the stream, and then found it did have the Windows 11 update that it wanted to do, which apparently it had no updates to do. I got to say, I like that. I love it, right? So this is my actual Pip-Boy. I'll show you. This is my just chatting, so it gets even bigger. I have a new welcome screen. So we got raided by the lovely Goldfinch, and so I managed to use it. So I'm bigger, and my pictures are bigger of me and my Fallout cosplay. I wasn't sure to put my Hobbit in there, but I thought Hobbit might confuse people. So that's all me. I made the pictures cycle through. Oh, a little weenie. Cycle through a little bit quicker. I have got a gaming screen, which is, you don't really see black, but I've kind of edited the photos so it's smaller. My BRB screen is exactly the same as it was. So I was like, I really want to put it in, so I was fiddling around with it today. So I was trying to use Canva whilst my laptop was having like a semi-hissy fit, and I was like, is this just Canva right now, or is this... That just sounds like having a hissy fit. Or is this something like computer? I was like, I know it hasn't got like a drive update, because that's done that recently. I was like, then Windows is telling me there are no updates to do, and I'm like, okay. So that's probably why then. I probably had the same problem as everybody else. And then it seems fine. So it was really bad. It was like it needed to update to work. Like it refused to work. As in we're going back to like dial-up speed kind of internet. Even me typing, I will be right back in chat. It was like, any day now, are you going to continue typing what I've just put? Then I was like, I could have just typed that on my phone. That would have been a lot quicker. But there we go. So now I've got the sepia on in places. I've just noticed that thanks to the camera angle. I want to leave her that way, but I can't because then she's got her spear in the way. So she'll have to stay like that so you can slowly see it kind of build up. Grime. But in the meantime, whilst I was waiting for my laptop to take about half an hour to update, I did a video with TikTok, so I will post that this evening. I was just listening to a song. Just randomly come up on my YouTube, and I was like, oh, I know exactly what I'm going to do for that. Whilst I'm sitting here waiting for my laptop to decide to do what it needs to do. I was like, oh well, I can stream tomorrow if it's going to have like such an update. Then it needed to restart, and I was like, do I just try and see if there's another driver update? I was like, let's just go live. And if all else fails, I'll be like, I'll be back tomorrow. It just didn't like the idea I've shown off, and a picture of my Pip-Boy. I did think to try and sort of, I did. I used an AI cartoon. Well, it's not a cartoon. It was like a gaming kind of filter on the Pip-Boy. So I thought, can I get away with using my actual Pip-Boy? I was like, well, yeah, of course I can. I mean, if Bethesda come in and tell me, I'll be like, oh, you watched my stream. But then I was like, I don't really want to use AI on it to cartoon it. It was just, it almost like slightly changed the colours. Then I had an idea of like the buttons down the side here. I was going to put it in like neon orange and be like craft. And then on another screen have chat. So you know, as you turn the dial, it light up. And I was like, but for most people, they probably watch on a phone. It's going to come up really small. They're probably not going to read it. I don't know. That's a experiment for another day that I thought I could try. So it looks like I've switched the Pip-Boy screen to accommodate what I'm doing here. But I was like, give me time. And so I thought I'll get rid of my raid screen, because then when we have new people in, I could be like, this is me. Then I also realised I need to take more pictures of my Warhammer and literally maybe shift me to the middle on my welcome screen and have my cosplay and then models on one side. So I need to get building because I've painting because I've really only gone Necrons. So, and Maximus, they're pretty much like the only ones I've done. As I say, you need to help me post some different lads. I want to have a thank you. I was literally gonna think just putting in just not changing the dial per se, but then have it so just little tiny little bit. That'll be my next bit. I might do that in just like orange or something, so it will stand out. Oh, I realise my chat is still visible. I've only just noticed that. There you go. Now I like this idea now, so instead of having whatever I'm painting, which is down there, in the corner, it's there. But I will change the Daughters of Cain sign so it reads straight across and make it a little bit bigger. It's just, I thought I was going to see how it goes, and then I forgot completely I had Daughters of Cain. I had Fallen Miniatures still on there. Who knows what to use that? What do you think? That's important. Not to fix. That's true. Then it was a bit like, should I do this now? Do I not do this now? Is that going to be too much? Do I need to take this off? Sort of like hyper focus on like the little details. So I had fun with it, just sort of like playing around, because I use Canva as my editing to do my OBS, because you can load in so many pages you can duplicate. So I've got some of like my old ones. I realised I don't need to edit and change them. I can literally just keep them and duplicate. But I have got them saved anyway, so if I wanted to go back, I could. So I'm just dabbing it in so you might not be able to see that. There you go, it's now completely black. I don't want it that black. Just like slightly changing sort of the details. So I'd have to practice run using my new gaming screen, because I didn't want it to be quite in your face. And then I thought about like the little writing bit, or not the writing bit, like the little bit up here. I could either use that and put craft or something instead of the side bit, so it would make it a lot bigger for people to see. I thought, well, we'll see how we go, what people say. So Goldfinch come in with the raid, and I was like, yes, I can use my new page, thank you. Which was really sweet. I was very happy. But it's just getting the right bit. I was like, do I get rid of the whole like blue? And I was like, well, no, that's the kind of the whole point of like Vault colours and, you know, things like that. So they were sort of like really building up to be very similar. So I've got it with a grime, and now I need to go on with Rakeland. So I'm having fun with it. It was one of them, like, I've been wanting to do this for a while. Even when I was off with COVID, I thought, oh, I could spend time doing it. And I was like, I really can't be arsed. You know what I mean? Didn't really want to, like, sit in front of a computer. It's a bit different when you're, like, painting. Like, if I was watching stuff. Because at least then you could kind of, like, I could stop and chat, and I don't have to focus all the time. It's nice not to wear the glasses, though, at the moment. Like on Sunday I had them on, and I could feel I had them on because the little nose stickers have come off, so I might try and hot glue them in, but I think it might melt. Or I've got my little plastic glue to actually like stick the nose bridges, but then it's sort of like, when you wear them for a long time they can really hurt. But I mean, you kind of as you go along, don't you? And people always like change their sort of like little layouts. I was very excited. I was like, I can't wait to show this off. So I'm trying to get the detail in. To get that sort of like stony kind of look. Which kind of is fitting because she has kind of got like that Medusa head, hasn't she? She's got the snake head. Which I will get round to painting. I was like, that's kind of a bit boring to paint on stream. So, I mean, I've literally painted a bit, twice now. And the paint has come off it. I'm like, how is this possible? But I'm definitely enjoying, like, painting. The more I'm now doing, the more I can appreciate... Oh, I actually liked how that was. It looked a bit stone-like. You're literally coming in, we're doing all like the little... You know, just going that extra mile, I was just like painting. Which is no problem, I'm just going in. Spray, highlights, done. I mean, it's pretty much how you do the Necron army, you kind of just spray one colour, done. I think it's a bit much to do. I'm a little bit stuffy right now, so it's probably coming out brilliantly. Adeptus, welcome in. Oh, the Adeptus. I don't know why I was going to say Adeptus Mechanicus. I stopped myself. I was like, that's not your name. Drunkenness. Welcome in. So I'm just enjoying. Like, unnecessary little details, but they're really important. So this is literally like the same as that now, apart from that was one part that the paints won't seem to stick on. Different set. It's like, I know it's you, but it was going to come out completely different. Whether that's good or bad. I do like Adeptus Mechanicus though. I don't know anything about them, apart from they look cool. So I'm gonna let that settle again. I'm trying to look at it from a distance to see to do it that kind of brown. Because I'm kind of thinking they would more likely be that kind of brown. I mean, I could either that, or I'm tempted to paint black. Or I suppose even on that I could actually paint them and then dry brush silver, but I don't think silver's really gonna go. So even like, I know she's got all this lovely gold, which I need to shades on top. I might do the blade sort of in gold, or the blade might be silver. And it's still going to have the same, that's what anyone can say, it's going to have the same as that, but I kind of, I think it probably would be the similar kind of material. Here are Adept. Okay, and lots of Hoddles. Bigger white hats. Who could we forget? Blazy, Arceum, Ankle. I mean, that's ever going to happen to me one day. I'm going to go, my name is Monsieur Angle, and come out completely wrong. Or someone's going to go, Angle. Quite easily done. Quite easily done. And then I come back in again. Because we love this. I mean... It's kind of like exactly like where I wanted to, what I wanted to do tonight was the base. Well, I found out I can't really do the tail yet until I've got the next colour. Which I don't know when I will be able to buy the replacement colour anytime soon, to be honest, because I'm not going anywhere near where I can buy the paint. I don't know if that's really got it in there. I think there's some syrup in there. Because it's slightly darker as well, I have to look at my tray and go, well, now what colour is that? Because it's can't really tell. Oh, then I'm just literally going in again to all like the cracks where it was like just to build up the colour. I love it. I just think how this is so nice. You could just literally just sit and then watch, and I love it. You know, people do say that they know they paint along. They have me on. We've got people playing games right now watching, and I'm like, I love it. I'm here for it. That, you know, I can entertain you. And it's quite nice because you can just be like, I can just chill in background noise. Put a bit more in there because that would naturally be a bit more dark in there. So now that really does kind of match. The camera's going, what do I focus on? You can see, right, the bit right in the middle. Where's my paintbrush? Right there, there's a little bit grey. I've painted over that twice already. It won't go. Just touch it up and then add it back in. What? I'm trying to think what colour I did for my cauldron. I did. You know what? I'm going to continue. I can maybe dry brush some silver on top of it. Well, I'm going to put all this detail in and be like, I'm going to get paint all over this, what I've just done, when I come to do her tail. Because this isn't a black, and it's a dark brown, but glittery. That's the way to describe it. You know how it never quite looks right out of the pot. Are we liking this colour? Shooting one and then dry brush on top. Well, half tempted just to dry brush it on now. But it's not going to get the full tints. I could top your paint spray now. Found a big glob of super glue on the floor. Oh. And that probably... Wait, how can you get rid of super glue? Can you add heat? Will that get rid of it? Oh, I'll have to add my glasses on. Yeah, that's not so good. Oh dear. I need like one of them, you can get like a nail polish ring and you hold it on your thumb and you have the pot in. I need that, or sit it down, need to do one. Like a wrist, actually no, a wrist would go very badly wrong. Scratch that idea. Because at least when you're doing like your nails, your hands are going to be still. Can you imagine, well, how many times have I ever really picked her up and turned her around? That would just scratch that idea. That would not work, would it? I know heat would be bad. Oh really? Please do not heat the super glue. Oh okay, I will tell you off stream. Okay, heat plus super glue is bad. Got it. I was just thinking kind of like, if it's not quite hot glue, is it? Can you add it like iron? You probably know, to be fair, how to get rid of it, don't you? Just apply acetone, but that's not good. When's Miss Nini? Oh, no worries, Anthony. How are you? Also, I had a little break because I had to do updates on my laptop because it was not playing. It wasn't being. Oh my god, this is really hard to do. Right, I'll have just to have her off camera for a second whilst I try and get where I need to be. I still didn't quite get where I wanted to be. I suppose you can't iron it off, can you? Put like I don't know what you could put down on top. And then gently iron. I don't know. I don't know if super glue can be melted, but I'm guessing no. That the answer is no. But you'd be the one I would ask to how you would remove super glue. So if you're stumped, then there's no way. Obviously, it's a hot glue gun. It's kind of like PVA glue. Saying that, I realised my tablecloth is actually covered in. I have changed it since I've made my power armor, but I think because I used to have it the other way around, because it's one of them. It doesn't. You can't really tell. Or I used to have it upside down. I think it's still got bits of hot glue on, which is fine because it's like a tablecloth that my parents gave me to have up at uni, so it's not. Which was used to be there, so it's not like an amazing one, right? Okay, because I fell asleep as well. Oh, no worries. You're working hard. I started painting Lucy from the Fallout series. Which reminds me, there won't be a stream this Sunday. Okay, I quite like this idea of how I've done that. Oh, I could dry brush something on it as well. Yeah, I hope you're getting good sleep too. You know what I've suddenly... I think when I was ill... I keep going back when I was ill. I'd be getting like... Which is very rare for me, like 10. And I'm like, I slept all that time. I don't. But since then, my body clock is 8 o'clock. That is my natural body clock. I've never really noticed it before. No, I've been working hard. Oh, well, at least you're able to get some sleep. It's all over the place to tell. Oh, fair enough. I think I remember what you do. So it must be quite tiring as well, like during the day. There's nothing worse though if you feel like you just want to sleep and you can't. I mean, like last night I went to bed and I was just like, I generally can't sleep. What do I do? Or like when I finished stream on Sunday, I got to bed and I was like, I feel really wired. So I looked on Vinted for like, I'm after some new, like, I did a little bit of shopping on Sunday. I actually got out the house. I've not been out the house for a little while. I'm being ill and everything else. And net curtains are very hard to get hold of. And I was lied to by the range. They had what I wanted, more than one in stock on their website. I was like, excuse me. So my mum was like, you can just go back and get, you know, collect from store. I was like, yeah, but it's an effort to go back. Because it's not you know, down the road, such. But I'm good to see you. It's good to see you. When you have like broken sleep, that's not fun. Or typically, you know that your body goes, I know you've got an alarm set. I'm now not gonna let you sleep past 4 o'clock. You know what I mean? This is really hard to get to these beats. We're coming back to the glasses. Oh, I've got the light as well. I actually charged it the other day. There we go. I listened to Bottom to get me to sleep. Oh, is that with oh my god, I can't think of his name in it. Yeah. I've got a little, it's actually on charge now, a hand massager. Oh, that's really nice. It's one that, you know, like a gel, you won't not know, you put your hand in. I can't lie there, or I just sort of just like, I'm scrolling, and now, I haven't looked at wallpaper, but all Vinton is now showing me is wallpaper. And I'm like, I haven't looked at wallpaper, but I'm waiting to decorate, and now I'm like, oh, I could wallpaper. I'm like, no, I have wallpaper on like accent walls. I'm like, no, that's coming off, and that's gonna get painted. What's those shows? I can't think. I've never seen it, but I know what you mean. They're kind of old, aren't they? Oh, they should like. No, this is like. This is so hard to get to. Or I'm slowly making my way through King of the Hill still. I know what, even better, I've got somebody to do with work who has now started watching it because of me. I'm like, you're welcome. They watched like an episode like years ago, then they didn't go back to it, and now they're like starting again. I was like, you've got a lot to catch up on, there's 14 series. That's good, you can watch them on YouTube. Oh, okay. I like able to watch things on YouTube. It's a really old thing, right? I know what came into my mind, but when I was off sick last week, I don't remember. You may or may not know this, but The Borrowers. It's all on YouTube. I don't mean any modern one. I mean with like the really old school one. You know, when they go to Little Fordham. And it's my favourite quote that what we always do, like what my sister do. So when she has like, there's a bee come into their little home, and she goes, "Will you please leave?" and points, and it goes out the door. That's kind of like our thing. I mean, that show's like years old. That's what I watched. I binge watched it whilst I was painting. I just watched so much. With I can't even think who it is. With like, obviously they're probably like, there's modern ones as well. There's like modern borrowers, but this is like the old. And you're watching it and you're like, oh my god, the special effects. You can tell they're doing this all in front of a green screen. But you think, well, in the height of whenever it was, the 90s, I'm guessing. It was like Soundstrike was now having a hit. If I turn this off as well. There we go. How old is that? What were we looking at? The Borrowers. Oh, the Borrowers. It was a series. Series. I'll just go to YouTube because this is not showing. Where are we? Yeah, with I can't think what his name. I'll find it in a minute. Rick Nail, that's the one. I've never seen it, but I knew who you meant. Because didn't he do Drop Dead Fred? Wasn't that him as well? I have not seen that in a long, long time. But sometimes watching the old stuff is like really good. Here we go. The Borrowers. 92 is the okay. I was a year old. 92. Or like you can watch old ones like on the buses. And I've got busman friends, and I'm like, is this what it's like? And they're like, what? No, some of them have heard of it. Or my mum quoted the other day because we were out, and she was like, oh, that's a really posh like suit shop. And she was like, are you being served? She said, you know, like all the men are all like dressed up in the shop, in the actual shop, you know, suited and booted. I mean, that would make sense if in a suit shop, wouldn't it? It's no good walking into a suit shop and they're standing there in like trackies, is it? Why does Twitch love to do that? I know, it's really weird. I don't know if it's just, yeah, I'm watching it on a different tab of Soundstripe, but it's really random how it will just go, you're not gonna listen. I'm gonna shout this at you and go really weird. You're here now, yeah. It's telling you that it's there. But some of the old shows are always the best. Or like open all hours as well. Which kind of like we were sort of not brought up on it, I suppose, but like it was always, you know, a really good old like British like corner shop. Obviously you can't beat like Only Fools and Horses though, can you? That is like everybody pucker. I mean literally what he says, right? He says pucker. If you're not English, you're probably going, what on earth are these shows that we are being mentioned right now? Right, I'm going round trying to... I don't know why I whispered just okay to myself then. Well, like, for some reason, like on TikTok, I've now had an influx of Grumio from plebs. And I'm like, Grumio is really cool, but why is Grumio suddenly appearing on my TikTok? And then I realised he's in a new TV series. And I'm like, alright, this is why I've got a lot of Grumio. If you don't know Grumio, or plebs, when in Rome. I mean, he was the best. Alright then, Lord. So, Grumio. I think I'm gonna break. I'm kinda liking that. And I'm gonna do the flame, which is something that I've never actually quite done. And I don't want colour quite to do the... So you can see the detail. We have got... It's like a really difficult kind of like to get in there. I've got such an itch in a really awkward place right now. I'm trying to subtly do it. I'm like, it's not doing it. But you can see like the feet. That's what quite awkward is, kind of in the middle. And then there. The little person. I don't know if it's a person or a statue. I'm kind of like, oh, I could just do it to look like a statue. But she's looking good so far. Well, I know what colour I might actually that top bit is like a silver, but make it like a dirty kind of looking silver. I'm debating to use the same colour as I did, and then silver, dry brush silver over the top. I mean, I would like maybe be more like brassy kind of looking. So maybe I do it as gold. Stick to gold. Why complicate it and do it in gold? I could have done it in Rune Lord. I didn't want to use any more Rune Lord. Just a Rune Lord out by doing all my Necrons. Right, let's see. Oop. I feel like putting that there is quite dangerous. Let's do this. I've accumulated a lot of my colours at the side here, so I'm going to sit like here. I mean, I'm guaranteed to get some on the flame. I'm kind of tempted, do I just do it as a flame, or do I do it as another kind of like, if she's going to be more purpley, I could do it like a purpley kind of flame, so not your standard like fire flame. Then I'm like, well, that's going to be quite fun to do. When I have got ordinary acrylics I can do, the only Citadel paints I've got is a red layer. Okay, yeah, the gold looks quite good. And then just kind of just gonna dirty up a little bit, well, especially underneath. Turn it around. So you're just putting off the inedible, just thinking, if I start here, shouldn't be too bad, right? And you're like, I've got to try and get into this bit. Okay, yeah. I might just have to give up and then paint and then repaint over the bit. I'll just paint it gold. Because there is literally no easy way to get there right now. As you can see, I'm right in a really awkward angle. Get right underneath all the detail. And then I'm just going to see if I got everything. Just gonna go around the edge. This is gonna be quite mucky for now. As I'm saying, just until I get to do the flame. Oh! I like to get caught in the camera. Thank you! I'm quite pleased I did the same colour steps. So, the reason why you say if you're coming in, why has it only got a bit of a red tail? It's because my other colour has dried up, so I used a Dragon acrylic, but to test it, because she's going to be the same colour as the little tiny snakes. That makes sense, right? But I'm not going to do any more of a tail until I've got the actual colour that I used, because I've got a lot more red to use. I'll probably say that. Oh yeah, I could probably. I've got, my snakes are all tails are all done. I've got Marathi, I've got the Shadow Queen, I've got my... I think the Shadow Stalker's Canary. Oh, okay, yeah, I've got quite a bit. Well, she'll probably use red, like States, but not on my head. At least there's no snake in your boot either. So she's got some. One is painted. Oh, the camera's like just too big to know what to focus on. But here is my half-finished little Lucy doll. It's struggling. It's going. How do I focus? It's so small. In comparison. In comparison. I mean, she's literally could sit. So small. I have missed another bit. I could just see it as I just turned it around. Maybe you see that would be quite interesting. Like, you know, like there was like these people on YouTube and they're going like, I don't know, a Vault Dweller versus, I don't know, Master Chief, or maybe Power Armor versus Master Chief or something like that. You know, you could do that. Be like Shadow Queen versus Lucy. To be fair, both are in a tabletop game. Could roll the damage against them. I mean, if she could take on monsters in the wasteland. We have faith in her little pistol might do it. She could just throw like radiation and see what happens. All my paints are so muddled. Now, I don't know if I've got the confidence to paint the flame. As in, like, the flame colour, because I've never painted that before. I might have to look and practice. I still don't quite know what to do this chap here. He's lying on the floor. Can we see it in the big picture? Not really. Right, I'll move her back down there. It has to come up as my ref. It's probably why it's not coming up. We want to go on. This will probably be better. So the actual Warhammer pictures are that it is a grey statue. Could do it grey. So once that's actually drawn, I've got to do this many skulls. So they did also do the I don't know what you call them. Light holders in grey. But I think I'm going to like sort of maybe like dry brush on something. I'm quite tempted to do it as a statue. It does look like a statue. I thought, well, maybe it's meant to be Bethesda's way of saying it's a body sliced in half. But I don't know if it's going to focus on what their face. No. So their face. I mean, it kind of looks like they're going. Right. But I guess she's probably broken it in half. But then why is it on the stairs? Should we do it grey? I wonder if I did, let me just test a little bit. I think if I just did it the same colour and then greyed on top. How are we going to test this? I haven't got any... Oh, there you go. Army Painter, you're coming in handy here. Say we're going to do a base colour like that. Oh, you can't see it because she's really blocking the view. And then if I get my grey, that's white. That's grey. Makes sense to be grey. Like this stony kind of grey. You kind of want the colour to be slightly different, right? Dry brush. So long that's gonna last. So that will come out. I'm like, don't get too much in. Kind of similar to what I've done, but if I wash it and then put it on top instead of grey. Kind of want that kind of like semi sort of a marble effect, so I'm kind of thinking to put in. Okay, I'll wash it on. A method to my madness. I'm thinking, how would you do like a marbly effect? It's kind of got to have a little bit of like blacks and a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I have got acquire a colour Space Wolf Grey. Shh, I'm sure you won't mind if I borrow it. A little bit and then yep, add some water on it. So I'm just gonna lightly colour. I mean I've got to get in and do the sandy bit, is it? Watering it down. She's so big. I don't think it's too wet. There we go. So I don't want to completely paint this person. Just enough. There's another skull right in there. And then turn her around. Don't mind inside being having a bit more colour on it because that would obviously naturally shading, you know, be darker. Actually might make it easier to do. Maybe a bit more. I think because that is meant to be them falling off as well. Like their arm and another bit there. So it's kind of like a washy kind of colour. We'll see. We are literally just experimenting here. So as you can see, it's not a complete coverage, which is fine by me. It's grey. I was like, what colour was I going to do next? I forgot. Right. Test this colour. That might be a bit too much. Like a little bit. For like a marbling effect. Let's give this a go. I don't know if I can get you to see this. Just the literally most tiny little watered down bit of actually it's probably look better on top as a grey. Oh, Space Wolf grey. You don't want it to be. Oh, I thought right then. It felt like it clicked. And then I'm going to put the shading on top. A little bit more. Didn't get enough out. Be careful this one because that one leaked. To be fair, it looks quite good with like the blue, but obviously we don't want it to be blue because that wouldn't make any sense, would it? So it's just like all this tiny little bit. She catches all the time on that. It's literally just trust the process. It's actually good because it's actually flowing into, because it is a layer anyway, so it is quite liquidy. So this one I need to set the camera up in a different way when I paint my wrapping so you can see. Shadow queen even. I think I want a little bit more grey on it. It's not quite. It's probably one of them things, you know, when you look back in the morning and you're like, this does not look very good. And we live and learn, this is what we're all about. I quite actually like how that's come out. I just need a bit more on. Probably the most I've ever actually thinned my paints consecutively, that's a word. I think I was gonna just gently sort of like build it up. I mean, it is a layer. I want that kind of, you know, marbly kind of look. I think. So the back of this is going really well. And then if I wash over no sound at the moment, can't you hear me? But hey! I shall wave. Oh, how strange. We shall wave. How bizarre. I hate when it does strange things. Like after it did the update, OBS was just like, no, you need to reconnect your headphones. So far, as you can kind of see, it's like slightly grey. I was like, do I add the trusty, the one colour that I use all the time? I don't think I could actually do a miniature without any nylon oil. If I'm honest with you, I think I would struggle if that was the thing. Like, you're not allowed to paint using this. I'd be like, what? It just pulls in, giving me all the details. It's like when you first use it, you are literally like, there's so many memes. Everything gets pulled in black. Until you get used to how to build it. I actually quite like this semi sort of like statuesque look. Now I might mix in a little bit of the grime, because the statues can be kind of grimy, can't they? So I'm gonna dry for a bit. So these are standing out against the white. Is this too much for it to focus on? I kind of want it to slightly mix in with the black as well. Ooh. Let's just start scratching the side. See if I can move this around. She's literally getting in everywhere. I'm quite pleased with how that has turned out so far. Just hang on for a second so I can actually see. Yeah, I'm actually quite pleased. I might add like a little bit of like the grey or the blue. It's more of a blue. It's just all that little tiny fiddly bit which, you know, you're not gonna see, but you know it's still quite important to do. I've got quite a big bit in there I don't really want. Okay, rub it off with the paintbrush. Just have to amend a little bit for the time being. Okay, yeah, that's looking better. Just trying that. That's better. I'll let that to dry. So obviously you'll see the statue more when I've actually done the other bit. I don't really know what colour to do the dirt. Do I make it as just dirt coloured? Rubble coloured? I know what textured base I want. So this is another sort of like the textured base you have to do. Apply it on, you can layer it up, well not quite layer up as such, but you can see like against her tail. Or you might see a little bit of line there, so you can do it that way. And then you go in with like a hairdryer. She's got like little accessories that stick onto her hip. That would be fun and funny to do. So I'm not entirely sure. I'm gonna have to think about it. I'm still quite tempted to go in with a sandy colour, but I get it's meant to be rubble. But it's gonna look weird to have that bit and then have the colour. So I might go in with the texture, but then you're gonna lose all of this because it is textured. It is like bobbly. But then it all look kind of like more complete. Is what I'm kind of thinking. Let's go to this one. I think that one's finished. It's like you kind of got to sit back, look at it, and then think twice before you paint. So say I've got all the little skulls to do. That will require quite a precision. But I'm really pleased with how the base has come out. I was like, I really want to do that bit first. I'm going to think about what kind of colour to do the flame. I've never painted flame colour or flame like, so I don't know whether to do it, you know, as red, orange, yellow kind of thing, or do it as more mythical. Link it to probably the excuse me miss, you're in the way, burgundy colour. I'm gonna have to experiment to get the texture. I'm thinking I can do it, I'm pretty sure, because I had to do the Tesseract glow on my Shardy boy, as I call him, and that's trying to get the white and then the shading correct for that. So I know I can do it, but it's just, do I want a flame, or do I go a coloured flame? So I'm not going to do any more of the tail until I've got more of the red. Well, I could do everything else. I could probably try, oh no, the belly. But she's looking good. Actually, she's holding a heart in her hand. I really like how that's come out. That kind of stone effect. I think I'll just have to keep sort of like layering up the other one. The little statue. I think I'm going to do it as that. So I imagine she's just sitting there. I think that might highlight nicely. I think this is what we're going to go for. Then I can lump it almost, especially the best way to say lump it over that. It's going to be hard to get into the details in there, but will she will, her tail will lift ever so slightly. That's going to be a very hard task to do, to hold it, paint and hairdryer. Yeah, I'm more feeling that way. And then doing the skulls. Because obviously you paint the skull first, then you put the textured base on, because it doesn't matter if the textured base goes everywhere. So I guess it's like even on her tail, it doesn't matter if it's connected, so you can do like how I did on her tail. So I tried to do a little bit extra. Some of them I've got more on, so each one is like more like 30, 40 of them or whatever are all. I'm gonna put it away to focus. There we go. So it goes up a bit where what would have caught underneath the tail as it's flicking back up. I like how it left a hole actually, because I thought, well, that would look more lifelike. Trying to do it so it's like there's like this bit here, looks like the tail is just lifted up and it's like slivered around. I don't know. There's so much you could do, and adding all the details, and I feel like obviously the more I do, the more confidence I'm getting. Kind of funny how that works. But I'm really pleased with how that bit came out. It's just the flame I've got to work on. She's coming. She's going to take a while. She's going to take a while. Quite some time. And then I have got also some other tufts that I could maybe apply. Like even on, because they'll match even the snakes. I'm not sure. I have got other accessories to put on like the bases, so like even my cauldron is meant to have like chains hanging down. Most of them are kind of snapped off, but I have got old, you know, like old jewelry kind of chains, you know, like cheap stuff, right? So what I might do is actually break them and cut them so they actually look, they're actually like golden chains hanging, because they're like really thin chains. So I've got a lot of things like jewelry like that. I have got an old skull head bracelet that broke, and I kept the skulls and I've literally added some shading to them so they are bigger, but I've kept them as in the lore. I had to write it down because I knew I'd forget. So in like AOS you have like big trolls. So we've got human sized skulls which are tiny, and then these big skulls which I'll put on my bigger bases. So like the Shadow Queen, this beauty just here, because it will fit. So the lure is she's surrounded by the skulls of her enemies. Sort of like the bigger enemies, like no matter what size you can't escape. So I've got a lot of plans for my bait. I had all of that ready before I even finished painting. Oh, she's looking good. I must admit, I like how that's turned out. It's better than I thought it would. When I started, I was like, just the process. But it is the best way. But I think I'm going to end it there, so I can finish doing the skulls. I said that's going to be really tiny and tedious. It's going to be easier for me to sort of paint out here, which you're not going to see. It's trying to get into the skulls right in there at all angles, because I appreciate it's not easy to see when I'm trying to paint down here and she's blocking half the screen. It doesn't really help, does it? Well, I'm going to put my links in my... Oh yeah, I left my scarab on the keyboard, this little thing, to remind me to post the very quick video I did, so you stay there. There we go, I'll put my links in Discord, so if anyone's watching and you've got your miniatures going, whether it's Warhammer or not, it could be D&D, fantasy, Fallout, whatever. I have my eMiniatures channel in my Discord server, and I would say, you know, welcome to post pictures. Some people literally just paint and then sell them. Some people are just dabbling. Some people are new. We're all different kind of levels. Refresh. I will be back. What day is it? It's Tuesday today. You should be back on Friday, doing a Fallout Friday. So I know Tuesday's definitely out. So I'm trying to put in like another stream. I know I'll keep being requested, which is really sweet, to do others, like do more streams. You know, the people are like, do more stream. I'm like, I really appreciate it. I'm like, oh, I technically could. Alright, so maybe I might sneak in like a Thursday stream at some point, but I know I probably can't do this Thursday. So I'll be back. Still Tuesday here. Still just. It's like another 49 minutes, isn't it? Still Tuesday here So I'll be back on Friday for some Fallout. And maybe a slightly different view behind me, I'm not quite sure yet. I may be elsewhere, but we'll see. Or I might be here. I'm not. It might just be easier if I just stay here. We'll see. And there won't be a stream on Sunday. That's why I was like, could I try to sneak in another stream? So keep an eye on my socials and my Discord, or give me a follow, so then you'll get a lovely alert from Twitch. I used to restream on Twitch and YouTube, so I started off, and then I sort of April sort of brought in the YouTube, but it's sort of because when you're using Restream, so I go through OBS has then got to take it sort of like to Restream, and then Restream has kind of got to pump it back out, so it gets a bit draining. So what I do is now I'm going to download and then upload to YouTube until I need to try and work. I don't have the time to sort of sit and work it out. So I'll be back on Friday for sure. There will be no stream on this Sunday. I can't stream on Saturday either. Probably not going to stream on Monday, so there'll be 2 streams. If I can fit in one tomorrow night, or I don't know if I'm going to do Thursday night. Keep an eye on my socials, or I will pop up. Can see you live. Catch us soon. Gotta go. No worries. Thank you so much. I said we're gonna head out. Thanks for the painting show. Thank you for everyone for sticking around. It's always amazing. I see how I've kept you all entertained. She's quite difficult to keep in on camera. I need another camera now set up right in front, don't I? Just so you can directly see. Or I need meta glasses or something, right? So I can you can see what I'm seeing. They need to have a camera attached. I'm pointing to my lovely big-eyed camera, not camera, glasses. So I'm just seeing. Well, that's a sign. I'm now yawning, right? That's a sign. The shadow line. Oh, that's not what I said. I couldn't read that from here. So I'm trying to think. Yeah, maybe I might be able to fit in another stream. I'm not entirely sure. I'll see how I feel tomorrow, because that's why I don't stream on a Wednesday, because I generally have a long day. It's slightly changed a bit for tomorrow. Okay, I know who we're gonna go to, so I don't have to. Oh, I can see them. Where are they? Here they are. We're gonna go into another miniature painting. They are doing the Shed Show live, I presume. I can tell they're in the shed. So it's something I have followed, so I have raided them before. Oh, I think I remember who they are. They have an amazing paint setup. Let's paint some Dead Man's Hand. This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go into this person here. So somebody we have raided before. The Wayne Nest. So thank you everyone for coming in. Let's go and share the love. Share the love to the shed. That's actually what their stream is called. But yeah, thank you so much for coming in. It's looking good. Oh no, this is gonna be a couple of more probably hours, loads more hours. Oh, but much appreciated, and catch you all soon. If I could do a spontaneous stream tomorrow night, I will, but I'll update on my socials. If not, hopefully I shall see you all on Friday. So take care, and thank you all for coming in and just sitting and chilling and listen to me waffle. It's fantastic. I love it and appreciate all the support. So take care, and hope you all enjoy the rest of your evening, and see you soon.